Antarctica is a frozen capsule of the past. On the isolated continent, time stands still. For ages, mysteries have lain dormant in the ice. Meteorites, fossils, particles from above. Antarctica's extreme cold has hidden them for millennia. But now, with modern tools, researchers have started to uncover its secrets, and they are shocking. Join us as we uncover 15 of the most mysterious discoveries ever made in Antarctica. Number 15. Ancient ruins found in Antarctica. In a remote corner of Antarctica, where the ice never thaws and the wind howls like a banshee, a team of researchers made a startling discovery. Beneath the snow and ice, they found crumbling stone remnants of a structure that had to be thousands of years old. The precisely cut blocks and stylistic features of the ruins were unlike anything ever seen before in Antarctica. This finding provides tangible evidence that Antarctica was once able to sustain human civilization. Though eroded with age, the precisely cut blocks and stylistic features reflected advanced ancient workmanship. Relics and artifacts excavated around the ruins were traced to origins far outside Antarctica. Based on the age and types of relics, researchers theorized the structure may have been an ancient outpost, though many mysteries remain. The ruins' sophisticated masonry techniques point to an organized culture knowledgeable in stone architecture. The structure was clearly intended to withstand Antarctic conditions, with thick walls and slanted roofs, presumably to bear strong winds while preventing snow accumulation. The discovery demonstrates past human presence and adaptability, though how they constructed such an edifice in a hostile climate remains perplexing. Analysis of the structure's materials and layout provides hints about its ancient builders. The stones originated far from Antarctica, signifying well-established trade or migration routes. The society's capabilities enabling transoceanic voyages remain unknown. Study of sentiment patterns also reveals clues into cultural influences and architectural styles resembling distant ancient civilizations. What were they doing so far from home? Though much remains shrouded in mystery, these ruins prove Antarctica was once able to sustain human activity despite its current inhospitable nature. Number 14. Hidden ecosystem. Antarctica's ice sheet is renowned as the planet's largest frozen freshwater reservoir. But recently, scientists discovered a dynamic aquatic ecosystem secretly hidden beneath the Ross ice shelf. This finding unveiled a previously unknown subglacial world separated from the open sky by over half a mile of dense ice. What life survives and thrives here in permanent icy darkness? A New Zealand-led team melted a narrow portal reaching 500 meters down through the Ross ice shelf using specialized hot water drilling equipment. A remote camera then revealed the dark waters below teeming with life. Most abundant were shrimp-like amphipod crustaceans swarming the underside of the ice shelf. Having never seen sunlight, these blind, translucent organisms subsist on algae growing on the ice. The underground cavity's water column was stratified into layers based on subtle temperature and salinity differences. This drives internal circulation, mixing nutrient-rich currents rising from the seabed with oxygenated meltwater percolating down through fractures in the ice. The high abundance of amphipods indicates a surprisingly complex and active food web supported by these currents. Finding such an oasis of life locked under Antarctic ice stunned researchers. They described it as a Garden of Eden for marine species. Scientists plan to return and sample the unique microbes, algae, larvae, and other organisms populating this sunless aquatic realm. Similar under-ice environments likely exist across Antarctica's peripheral ice shelves. Number 13. Centuries-old map of Antarctica. The baffling Peary Race map, created in 1513, long predates the recorded discovery of Antarctica, yet accurately depicts sections of its coastline. This 16th century map perplexed scholars, since Antarctica was supposedly unknown and uncharted at the time. The Turkish admiral and cartographer Peary Race somehow mapped Antarctica's subglacial topography centuries before modern surveys, showing regions of the continent concealed beneath the ice for over 4,000 years. Some speculate the map copied even more ancient source maps from a sophisticated seafaring civilization, or even off-world visitors. The map's accuracy implies extraordinary ancient geographical knowledge of Antarctica's landforms lying under its massive ice sheet. Mainstream experts tentatively suggest Piri Reis may have accessed fragmentary maps from antiquity that by chance included proto-Antarctic coasts. However, no such maps have been found, making this theory speculative. In addition, the Piri Reis map uniquely shows Antarctica's coast as it would look ice-free. It accurately depicts the subglacial land contours, including mountain ranges and bays, which today are entirely obscured by a mile-thick ice sheet. This suggests whoever created it somehow knew Antarctica's topography before it was covered in ice. A massive verification came in 1958 when a joint British-Swedish expedition used ice-penetrating radar and seismic measurements to map the subglacial topography. Their map closely matched Piri Reis's depiction made 400 years earlier. While the map's discrepancies with modern maps can be attributed to difficulties projecting the spherical globe onto a flat map, its accuracy is eerily prescient. Mainstream science maintains that humans only discovered Antarctica in 1820, but the Piri Reis map shakes the foundation of this accepted history. It captures a snapshot of Antarctica as it existed ages ago before disappearing under ice, suggesting the cartographers who created it somehow had advanced knowledge or technology to image through the frozen obstacle. This astonishing document compels us to re-evaluate our understanding of ancient capabilities in mapping and navigating Antarctica. It drives home how much remains undiscovered about our forebears. What else did they know that has been lost to time? Number 12. Atlantis of Antarctica. Could the lost city of Atlantis actually lie beneath Antarctica's ice sheet? Intriguing evidence supports theories that Antarctica contained ice-free regions in the ancient past, which could have sustained human civilization. The Piri Reis map accurately depicts Antarctica's coastline centuries before its recorded discovery. Satellite imagery and aerial photography have also revealed startling topographical anomalies hidden beneath Antarctica's ice. These formations resemble features consistent with man-made structures, including pyramid-like objects and dome formations, very similar to Atlantis descriptions. While mainstream experts attribute these shapes to natural geologic processes, some theorize they could be the ruins of structures built by ancient Antarctic inhabitants before the continent was frozen. In addition, fossil evidence reveals Antarctica once had a much warmer climate with temperate forests and abundant wildlife only found in today's tropical regions. Analysis of ancient pollen and sediment cores indicates extended periods when Antarctica was ice-free, with average temperatures 20 degrees Celsius warmer than today. This tantalizingly suggests that Antarctica could have been inhabitable by human civilization during past eras, just as described in the Atlantis myths. While Antarctica seems uninhabitable today, oral histories passed down for generations could have contained the truth about its past climate and lost civilizations. Tales of an ancient, advanced Antarctic culture like Atlantis may have been dismissed as mere legends. However, as more evidence comes to light, it appears ancient peoples could have experienced and mapped Antarctica when it was green rather than white. Though Atlantis may still be the stuff of myth, clues indicate Antarctica was not always buried in ice and could have sustained prehistoric communities just waiting to be discovered. Number 11. Million-year-old DNA. Antarctica continues to reveal startling secrets as intrepid researchers explore beneath its icy exterior. In an astonishing finding, scientists discovered primeval DNA buried deep in Antarctica's seabed that dates back over 1 million years. This marks the oldest DNA ever recovered, providing an unprecedented genetic glimpse into the Antarctic's ancient prehistoric inhabitants. The ancient DNA samples were accidentally collected during a geological survey of Antarctica's seafloor sediments. To the scientists' shock, analysis revealed the samples belonged to diverse Antarctic fauna from eons past. The oldest fragments date back around 1 to 2 million years, belonging to microscopic eukaryotic organisms. Most samples were approximately 100,000 years old, still exceptionally ancient. This rare genetic material survived thanks to Antarctica's unique deep freeze environment. Low temperatures and high pressure beneath the seafloor enabled the DNA to remain intact through immense spans of time when elsewhere it would have deteriorated. Its preservation is a testament to Antarctica's role as a natural time capsule, providing a window into millions of years of genetic history. Microscopic analysis also reveals evidence of million-year-old ecosystems with DNA from various species densely clustered together. This indicates surprising diversity sustained by complex symbiotic relationships and food webs, despite Antarctica's harsh climate swings. Number 10. Pyramids of Antarctica. The frozen wastes of Antarctica hold endless mysteries, as evident by the images of pyramid structures emerging from its icy expanse. These ice-covered pyramids have sparked heated debate over Antarctica's past and the possibility of a human civilization once inhabiting its now barren lands. The pyramid images show angular structures jutting out through snow and ice, bearing an uncanny resemblance to Egypt's pyramids. Their imposing and symmetrical shape stands out starkly against the rolling white backdrop of Antarctica's featureless plains. Some argue these could be evidence of ancient man-made edifices rather than natural landforms. Others assert these pyramid-like formations cluster near Antarctica's coastlines, aligned according to the compass points in a manner like Aztec or Mayan pyramid complexes. They argue that the structure's geometric precision implies intelligent design, rather than being random icy shapes. Fringe theorists even suggest they could be the work of ancient, advanced civilizations or alien activity. However, mainstream science favors the explanation that these formations are simply rocky peaks protruding through glacial ice in shapes known as nunataks. Nunataks are the remnants of mountains peaks that rise above the ice sheet, often eroded into sharp pyramidal shapes by glacial forces like the Matterhorn in the European Alps, Mount Asgard in Canada's Baffin Island, and Thurston Island's Mount Barkow. Their tapered pyramidal appearance results from erosion wearing down their slopes, says conventional geology. Number 9. Meteor magnet. Of all places on Earth, Antarctica offers the ideal frigid conditions for preserving fallen meteorites. The icebound continent is a magnet attracting space rocks, making it a prime hunting ground for scientists seeking extraterrestrial samples. What is it about Antarctica that makes it such a goldmine for meteorites? For one, the Antarctic ice sheet provides a pristine surface that allows dark meteorites to stand out visually against the stark white backdrop. Meteorites tend to accumulate on ice rather than rock, making their detection much simpler. By scanning blue ice fields, researchers can readily spot the embedded space rocks. Secondly, Antarctic conditions serve almost like a freeze dryer, preserving meteorites in near-mint condition shortly after they fall. The lack of moisture or vegetation prevents weathering that would erode space rocks elsewhere on Earth. Some Antarctic meteorites still exhibit delicate fusion crusts and textures from their fiery descent, providing more intact information. The cold also slows chemical reactions that would alter the meteorites, allowing a more accurate study of their original extraterrestrial composition and age. Researchers have recovered meteorites dating back millions of years with minimal terrestrial contamination. Additionally, ice flow concentrates meteorites that have fallen over vast areas into certain zones, bringing an abundance within easier reach. Since organized searching began in the 1970s, Antarctica has yielded over 30,000 meteorite specimens, vastly expanding our celestial sample library. Rare finds include lunar meteorites, the pristine bench crater meteorite from Mars, and most recently, a fragment from interstellar space older than the Earth itself. Antarctica has produced more meteorites than anywhere else, making it a focal point for studying our cosmic history. Number 8. Antarctica's dinosaur. When we imagine dinosaurs, most think of tropical or temperate environments. However, fossil evidence indicates a diversity of dinosaurs once inhabited Antarctica when it had a little warmer climate. So how did these prehistoric creatures adapt and survive in this land before it was covered in ice? Antarctica's first dinosaur fossils were discovered in 1980 on James Ross Island. Since then, numerous skeletons and traces have been uncovered across the continent, opening a window into Antarctica's distant past. During the late Cretaceous period, around 100 to 66 million years ago, Antarctica was still attached to South America and Australia as part of the southern supercontinent Gondwana. Despite months of winter darkness, Antarctica had flourishing forests that supported a variety of dinosaur species. Remains found so far include the meat-eating Cryolophosaurus, herbivorous Glacialosaurus, armored Antarctopelta, and other plant eaters like sauropods. Analysis of fossilized stomach contents, teeth, eggshells, and other evidence is slowly revealing insights into their diets, habitats, and behaviors. Adapting to the winters and periods of encroaching ice likely involved strategies like hibernation, fat storage, feather or fur insulation, compact bodies to retain heat, and migration to escape the harsh polar conditions. Specimens of Cryolophosaurus show it evolved a stubby snout that reduced heat loss. The larger body mass of sauropods would also help conserve warmth. The fossilized bones, teeth, eggs, and footprints found so far are mere fragments of Antarctica's vanished ecosystems. But they provide precious glimpses through time's veil to an age when cold-adapted dinosaurs, not humans, ruled this southernmost continent. Antarctica's prehistoric inhabitants open a portal to Earth's distant past and the history of life on our planet. There is still so much left to unearth. Number 7. Antarctic fungi. Few life forms have adapted as remarkably to Antarctica's bitter temperatures as the extremophile fungi that inhabit parts of this frozen realm. Antarctic fungi survive the harshest cold, drought, and darkness, conditions that would swiftly obliterate most life. Unlocking the secrets behind Antarctic fungi's extraordinary cold tolerance could provide crucial knowledge for agriculture and medicine worldwide. In the few ice-free Antarctic soils, rocks, and exposed lakes, a diversity of cold-loving fungi ekes out an existence. Their mycelia infiltrate the scarce vegetation and nutrient sources available to them on this barren continent. Some Antarctic fungi grow on beetle carcasses and algal mats within melt zones. Their major challenge is obtaining sufficient moisture in Antarctica's desert environment. To thrive under such extremes, Antarctic fungi have evolved specialized biology to keep their cells intact. Their enzymes and membranes function below 0 degrees Celsius when most biological molecules would freeze. Some generate cryoprotectant compounds that act as natural antifreeze, preventing intracellular ice crystallization. Their cells also carefully regulate water transport to avoid desiccation. Interestingly, certain Antarctic fungi can grow better at colder temperatures, whereas elsewhere, fungi favor warmth. The underlying adaptation mechanism of psychrophilic or cold-loving fungi remains unclear, but is being actively researched. Unlocking the genetic and molecular basis of Antarctic fungi's cellular cold tolerance could enable biotechnology innovations to improve agricultural crops' freezing resistance. Antarctica's simple fungal communities serve as ideal models free of confounding factors plaguing temperate studies. Antarctica's fungi showcase adaptation at its most extreme. As the continent's ice sheets recede due to climate change, what fungal survival secrets will emerge along with newly exposed terrain? Mycologists are racing to collect and study Antarctic fungi before some species disappear as their icy fortress melts away. The cold-tolerant biology they've evolved through eons may soon be lost. Number 6. River beneath the ice sheet. Antarctica conceals yet another massive secret beneath its icy veneer, a colossal river network snaking beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. This hidden river was recently unveiled for the first time through airborne radar surveys imaging down through over a mile of ice. The subsurface river system is one of Antarctica's most staggering finds to date. This concealed river is breathtaking in scale, extending over 460 kilometers in length, comparable in distance to the Nile River. Flowing through a deep subglacial canyon, it channels vast quantities of meltwater from inland out toward Antarctica's coast. The catchment region feeding this gargantuan river spans a full fifth of Antarctica's total land area. Researchers compare its sprawling drainage basin to the Mississippi River's watershed spanning central North America. Except in Antarctica's case, this entire massive system had somehow escaped detection completely locked nearly 2 miles beneath the wind-blasted ice surface. The revelation of this giant river has shaken previous conceptions about Antarctica as a freeze-dried desert devoid of water. In actuality, dynamic hydrologic processes exist deep under the ice, exerting a critical influence on ice sheet stability. Gradually melting this colossal frozen river could substantially affect global sea levels. Its warm waters carve channels, lubricating the base of glaciers and causing them to accelerate seawards. This hidden force driving Antarctica's ice loss makes the river's discovery critically important. Unraveling the mysteries of the concealed watershed remains ongoing, but we now know a complex torrent of life and chemistry fluxes through its lightless channels. Future studies to sample Antarctica's subglacial rivers could reveal novel extremophile organisms and conditions unlike anywhere else on Earth. For now, the true wonders of this polar netherworld remain confined in icy darkness, hidden from view. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In an astonishing archaeological find, explorers uncovered evidence of a lost ancient civilization in Antarctica. During an expedition, the team discovered a buried wooden crate under the ice. Inside was an antique camera containing fragile glass plate negatives. Carefully digitizing the plates unlocked a portal to the past, revealing images of a thriving, sophisticated city and its inhabitants. The photos exposed an unknown, advanced society and massive domed structures precisely arranged in geometric patterns. The clothing appears uniquely tailored for the harsh Antarctic climate, using thick insulating fabrics and furs long before such apparel existed. This level of engineering and adaptation shows a culture with extensive skills for surviving the frigid environment. The discovery raises many questions. How did they build such towering architecture? What technologies did they possess? And what led to this civilization's disappearance? We'd love to hear your theories and thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Ancient egg. Discovered on Antarctica's Seymour Island. The massive fossilized egg dubbed the Thing represents the most astonishing find yet of gigantic ancient life forms that once inhabited Antarctica. Dating back 66 million years to the Cretaceous era, the prodigious egg is thought to have belonged to a huge marine reptile, earning its place as the largest soft-shell egg ever found. The leathery egg measures 29 by 20 centimeters, slightly smaller than an American football, yet dwarfing an ostrich egg. CT scans of the Thing revealed an embryonic skull and shell still inside, indicating the egg was unhatched when buried and fossilized. From the embryonic bones, scientists estimate the hatchling would have exceeded 2 meters in length. Further analysis suggests the Thing belonged to an ancient marine reptile, possibly the enormous pliosaur, one of the top predators of Antarctica's prehistoric seas. Adult pliosaurs exceeded 15 meters in length with crocodile-like heads and whale-sized torsos. Finding a pliosaur egg of such gigantic size indicates these aquatic creatures possibly birthed their young on land like modern sea turtles, although evidence is still inconclusive. The Thing's discovery expands knowledge of the colossal creatures inhabiting Antarctica's oceans in the age of dinosaurs. As the most complete Cretaceous marine reptile egg known, it also provides insights into their reproduction. Its fragile, soft eggshell indicates pliosaurs lack the hard calcified eggs of modern reptiles. Unlocking developmental secrets of ancient life, this fossil egg continues to reveal Cretaceous secrets, even 66 million years on. Number 4. Melodies of Antarctica. Of all Antarctica's mysteries, perhaps none is more haunting than the melody of its singing ice. This peculiar phenomenon results from winds sweeping over the massive glacial surface, causing vibrations that create an eerie, harmonious hum. Antarctica's ice sheet sings an otherworldly tune, captivating researchers who uncovered this natural marvel. The discovery occurred accidentally when scientists deployed seismic sensors across the Ross ice shelf to monitor Antarctica's largest floating ice mass. They intended to analyze the ice shelf's movements and cracks to assess its stability. But the sensors picked up a constant hypnotic vibration, or background seismic hum. This persistent harmony turned out to be waves of sound reverberating through the miles-thick ice. Researchers determined that the Ross ice shelf's endless song stems from winds blowing snow dunes across the surface. This forms ripples that get amplified and resonate. Changes in snow density and surface terrain contour the sound over the sprawling ice canvas. The vibrations generate compositions ranging from repetitive pulses to fluctuating crescendos. But the synthesis always retains an overall somber, haunting quality. Because the pervasive ice hum is of such low frequency, humans cannot hear it. Scientists originally converted and increased the frequencies to bring otherworldly music within the range of human hearing. The outcome is an eerie, drifting melody that almost seems artificially synthesized. Yet remarkably, Mother Nature composed this alien soundscape herself, simply through wind, ice, and vibration. Researchers have studied the variability of the singing ice to monitor the Antarctic icescape's evolving moods and conditions. The pitch and tempo change in conjunction with humidity, temperature, wind, and surface topography. Soft, wispy notes may signal concentrated snow dunes, while fast, erratic trills betray rougher, fractured surfaces. This grants the ice sheet's song potential use as a massive sensor of climatic shifts and approaching instability. The melody's tone grows ominous when fractures form and ice thins, foreshadowing the breaking of Antarctica's frozen chains. Scientists hope that continued listening to its refrain may one day aid in predicting colossal calving events. For now, the ice sings on, echoing with the pulse of this unfathomable frozen continent. Number 3. Organism 46b. In the eternal darkness beneath Antarctica's icy ceiling, a monster lurks. While exploring remote Lake Vostok buried under 4 kilometers of Antarctic ice, the Russian scientists encountered a colossal squid-like creature they dubbed Organism 46b, and it did not welcome their presence. The creature is said to inhabit the pitch-black waters of subglacial Lake Vostok, an oxygen-rich environment teeming with life sealed for over 15 million years beneath Antarctica's ice sheet. When scientists finally melted through to this time capsule lake in 2012, the drilling equipment suddenly went dead. The damaged wire and electronics showed something incredibly strong ripped the apparatus away. Terrified scientists activated their emergency system to hastily resurface. According to alleged reports, Organism 46b has 14 tentacles spanning up to 30 feet and was aggressively protective of its icy lair, attacking the intruding equipment. In 2013, a new attempt succeeded in extracting a water sample from Lake Vostok. Tests showed DNA from over 3,500 unique organisms, but nothing matching the purported 10-meter leviathans. However, scientists detected a mysterious unbranched genetic fragment lacking similarity to any known organisms on Earth. Could this genetic anomaly belong to the elusive Organism 46b? While the creature's existence remains unconfirmed, some researchers believe it may be an undiscovered giant species of Antarctic octopus or squid that evolved in isolation within the buried lake over millions of years. Lake Vostok's high oxygen levels could support larger organisms, but without physical evidence or video footage, Organism 46b is relegated to cryptid status, a monster shrouded more in myth than fact. Stories of a vicious territorial beast guarding Antarctica's hidden waters still captivate the imagination. But with over 400 subglacial lakes now documented across Antarctica, what other strange creatures or microbes unknown to science might lurk within these extreme icy habitats cut off for eons? As more subglacial lakes are explored, the next great discovery, or ferocious life form, may be just waiting to be unfrozen. Number 2. Densest volcano zone. Beneath its placid white cloak, Antarctica seethes with volcanic activity as one of the most concentrated regions on Earth for subglacial volcanoes. This fiery secret simmering under miles of ice seems contrary to Antarctica's frigid and desolate image. But beneath the surface lies a landscape sculpted by colossal forces of eruption still actively churning today. Geothermal hotspots are concentrated along Antarctica's western reaches, centered on the volatile West Antarctic Rift System. This continental rift zone spans over 3,000 kilometers, analogous to East Africa's tectonic cracks splitting the seafloor. Antarctica houses at least 138 volcanoes, over 100 of which lie buried under the formidable ice sheets. 2 of the continent's volcanoes, Mount Erebus and Deception Island, remain active to this day. Mr. Erebus on Ross Island is renowned as Antarctica's tallest volcano still exhibiting activity. Its central lava lake has persistently bubbled since its discovery in the early 1970s. Meanwhile, the submerged Deception Island volcano exploded to life multiple times in the 1800s and 1900s, its angry blasts destroying whaling stations and research bases. Beyond their hazard potential, Antarctica's fire mountains have secretly influenced the overlying ice sheets. Subglacial volcanism generates hidden meltwater that lubricates the ice base, regulating flow rates. Their long-term heating sustains subterranean lakes, while ash from eruptions can darken the ice surface and heighten melt. Antarctic volcanism has thus subtly shaped the continent's icy face for eons. With warming climates, Antarctica's ice-smothered volcanoes may melt open new fiery vents for the first time in millennia. Their plumes could accelerate melting from underneath, a direct hit of searing heat. What happens when Antarctica's volcanic demons reawake? Will they simply steam and grumble from their icy prison, or one day rip open the smothering white blanket? Number 1. Mountains beneath the ice. Recently revealed by ice-penetrating radar, Antarctica's Gamburtsev mountain range ranks among the planet's most phenomenal discoveries, yet hidden beneath the ice sheets. This lofty, lost world of alpine peaks concealed for millions of years tells a tale of rifting continents and tectonic forces, powerful enough to sculpt massive landforms, only now unveiling their splendor. The ice-buried Gamburtsev range astonishingly rivals the European Alps in scale and summit elevations. Their highest peaks pierce the Antarctic ice cap to heights over 2,700 meters, capped by over 3.2 kilometers of thick ice overlaying the mountains. This range stretches 1,000 kilometers across East Antarctica's interior, branching through the center of the vast polar plateau. First glimpsed in 1958 by Soviet researchers, the full extent and heights of the Gamburtsevs were only verified decades later using advanced radar imaging technology. Gravity mappings and seismic measurements further profiled these summits, stranded in frigidity. Their bases grounded well below sea level. The entire soaring mountain system had somehow evaded detection for a century of exploration. But the Gamburtsev's existence provokes a perplexing geological enigma. These peaks are remnants of a mountain belt forged over 1 billion years ago through a collision of tectonic plates that eventually broke apart. By all reasoning, they should have eroded to nothing long ago. Yet the hidden heights persist intact, a lost alpine landscape endowed with mythical longevity. Unlocking the secrets behind the Gamburtsev's impossible resilience against the ages remains a tantalizing promise as exploration continues into Antarctica's concealed frontiers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.